20 minutes to go. Just think how the driver's arms are going to feel, or their legs are going to feel.
Oh, well, exactly. It's just the whole, as we were talking about it before, the adrenaline that would have been rushing through their bodies. I mean, when they finished, it's going to be
Huge.
Huge. You wouldn't even feel the first beer.
No.
Well, I wouldn't.
There'll be a lot of them who won't be doing that, and they'll be seriously dehydrated.
Very much so.
Yeah, I guess now's going to be the time when their concentration will wane just a wee bit, because they'll be tired. You've still got about 18 minutes left to go. How many gear changes do you make in a circuit? A lap on Ruapuna, and just well, things become sort of automatic.
It depends, doesn't it? Yeah, well, quite a lot, wouldn't you?
Totally. The guys in the paddle cars probably don't use a clutch going up. They would coming down.
Yeah.
But even so.
Electric cars. I can't spare the thought, Rob.
We would have a wee tape recorder up here so we can hear the noise.
Oh, you'd have to do something about it, wouldn't you, really?
That will be coming now. You've got that single-seater class.
But the problem we've got for coming for wouldn't be for a fuel change, it would be for a battery charge, and I'll be there for half an hour. So you have your lunch then, would you?
That's right.
And pit stops, as opposed to lunches at times before a race. You have it during a race.
Yes, like the old HQ Holdens used to.
Oh yeah, well Hayden, because clever clogs Hayden's got that worked out. He says you bring two cars.
That's fair enough.
Identical. Well, I know what you can do with your Formula E cars.
Oh, that would make my eyes water. Oof.
The sun won't shine where they go either.
116 is the number of laps that the leader has done. Make that 117. Just over a quarter of an hour to go.
Righto, Hayden, you can finish it off.
Tell us how many laps the Peugeots have done.
I'm finished the smart comments. And
considering your seniority, Mr. Kerr, your lack of maturity is concerned.
I think it's a wonderful thing.
maybe that's just the way it goes. We start the countdown with 15 minutes left to run. Simon Evans, Gene Rollinson continue to lead. They haven't put a foot out of place, have they?
Nope.
Every single thing they have done today, if you go back and have a look at their pit stops have been on the money all day long. Then again, I'm not sure that the Camaro boys can point to anything they've done particularly wrong either. It's just been a sheer battle of pace. And when you consider the Audi is still running a 1:21.4 on the 118th lap.
Yeah, but the Ferrari's got the lap record.
It does.
For the race.
I reckon Simon will be grumpy about that. Simon had that in his sights. So we'll just keep an eye on whether 1:21.4 is starting to get down close for that for the Audi. They're only a
pretty busy coming through the hairpin there at the moment, Hayden, because you've got three of the top runners all arrived there at the same time. Jim Wallace is getting menaced.
The Ferrari's only slightly further up the road, so you've got the 4 top runners all within a straightaway right now.
And I'm just wondering how much sun glare there is.
Yeah. You wonder when it was suddenly they're coming into the end of the race and they're looking straight into the sun down the front straight.
All the way down the front straight, and all you can see is the sun.
There is the Ferrari. So they are currently running in 3rd place. They're actually on the same lap as the Camaro, which is just crossing the line now. So they're a full minute 10 behind. And then Evans, of course, is a whole lap ahead of the McIntyre Gibson Camaro.
The leader comes up onto the 2 Peugeot 106s again.
The little pugs having completed, respectively, 86 and 85 laps.
And the leader has done 119.
Yes. Yeah, 33 laps in arrears.
Well, think of the fuel they're saving.
That's right. Imagine how wasteful of this Audi. He's had to stop twice, burn through all of this fossil fuel, whereas the Peugeots have probably got enough in their tank to drive home afterwards.
Exactly. And they can drive to and from the circuit.
Exactly.
But really, as Lindsay and I were saying, the hero really is the 190 Merc that cost him $2,000.
That is a ridiculous amount of money. $2,000 for a car that's coming up on close to 3 hours of driving.
And this isn't the first one he's done either.
He's completed 86 laps in that race. 34 laps down. He's in a Peugeot sandwich at the moment. The Peugeots are running 20th and 22nd with the Merc in 21st.
Just over 10 minutes.
The attrition rate in this race has been astonishing, hasn't it, Rob?
Absolutely negligible.
We had Rickaby Rhodes in the Falcon Super Tourer they had an issue on about lap 27 when they just trickled their way around the track and managed to come in. We lost John and Angus Petrie, who's
back out there
Subaru
again.
Is back out and running. We lost Paul Verrett and Shane Parsons, whose CRX is parked up. We lost George and Angus McFarlane in the Porsche when they came in for a stop and rolled it away. And we lost the Nissan GTR, who was our leading Class 1 driver.
Just over 10 minutes. That Audi, the Smeg Audi, it's just a class of its own.
They are, and they'll be in conservation mode right now. They don't need to push it too hard. They've got 10 minutes left to run. They want to make sure that they make the finish.
They're just gone past the Carter car as though it was standing still.
Well, that Carter Mercedes is 4 laps behind. That's an SLS AMG.
Actually, no, it wasn't him. Sorry.
There's the yes, the Carter Mercedes car is up there.
Yeah, no, it was the active car that I thought the profile was wrong.
So that's the Camaro. It's now under pressure from Johnny Reid after Johnny made that mistake at the hairpin. I would say a safety car would help us about now, but there are so many laps difference between across this field. That's how quick this Audi has spaced everyone out. When you look at the first of our Porsches, that's Scott O'Donnell and Alan Dippy, car number 991. They are 8 laps in arrears.
And are in 8th place.
6th place.
6th.
6th
oh,
place.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are 6th place. I couldn't read it right.
The top of the second Porsche is 10 laps behind. The top of our Class 1 tree, that's the Barrett Frew RX-7 V8, is 13 laps back. This Audi has put a spell on this field.
He's done 122 laps and there's still 8.5 minutes to go.
.3 Ks around this track, correct?
Yep.
400 kilometres so far completed.
Yeah, that's 406 Ks.
406 Ks.
How far is it to Dunedin?
It's a lot longer than 3 hours, I'll tell you that much. At that sort of pace, you could conceivably hold a Mike Pero Motorsport Park 500 into a 500 kilometre race. In the past, a 500k race would have taken us 4 hours or 5 hours. But this Audi is going to go close to 500 k's. We're going to go close to 430 k's in 3 hours.
And it's not in a straight line.
No, not at all. I'll work out the average pace later.
Yeah,
Later sounds good.
Give us a ring.
That's right. The lap times continue in those low 121, 122 marks. 4 drivers out there at the moment, all clocking 122s. And when you consider the lap record's been set in this race at 120.8, they're less than 2 seconds off the lap record after 2 hours and 53 minutes.
Yeah, they're not slowing down, are they?
They are not. Andrew Brunton and Jared Parmenter in the RX-8 rejoining the track. They're in 13th place. They're currently in 2nd place in Class 2, trailing Barry Moore and Tim Mackesy in the V-Dub Golf. There's our Class 2 leader just crossing the line. Phil Hood and Aaron Harris in the Seat Super Copa. They've got a tidy couple of laps lead in that Class 2 category. So Barrymore and Tim Maxey is second in that category.
He's watching coming down towards the sweeper with the AMG, the Camaro, and then the Audi, all locked in combat.
Let's have a drag race, boys. Look at the Audi switch to the inside. Dives up the inside of the Merc. The Camaro tries to put distance on them.
That sun is going to be a problem for those guys, you know.
Yep. whether the only advantage they've got is that at least the slower cars can see clearly in their rear view mirrors, and that they're not looking backwards into the sun. Less than 5 minutes to go now, and it has been the Simon Evans and Gene Rollinson show out there today.
As you said, 2 hours and 55 minutes and no stoppages, no safety car.
It is an unbelievable race. 125 laps.
And about to be 126.
That exceeds any race distance that we've done on this course by at least 10 laps. The Audi is almost home and hosed. Almost. It's no time to take your eyes off the road, though, is it, Rob? If you can often make that mistake when you're cruising, or where you lose the concentration. You'd know that from your competitive Lotus racing.
My biggest thing is to try to remember to breathe.
When you're travelling at such high speeds, it is a very stressful situation.
It is.
It's even more stressful when you rip the bottom out of your car. Danny Stoddard continues to clock the low 121.9.
2.5 minutes. So the last lap board will be coming out fairly soon, I would have thought. So just another couple of laps to go, eh?
Another couple, and I think, well, what's been the story for you today, Rob? We've seen 3 hours of class machinery out there.
I just think it's the consistency of the Smeg Audi. It's just keeps clocking around there.
Clocking at such, and we talked earlier, the slow and steady won the race. This is fast and steady. This is a pace that is unseen at this racetrack.
In answer to your question, the main feature of the race has been the cleanliness of the racing.
Yeah.
And the lack of a pace car or safety car, and B, the lack of attrition.
That's right. We've a complete lack of contact. We've seen no rubbing bit of door handles or incidents in the race. We're down now to under a minute, or down now to a minute to go. The last lap board will be shown this time around to Simon Evans and Gene Rollinson. 3 kilometres stand between them and the National Endurance Championship title. A brand new car in its second meeting, at its first endurance meeting.
2 years' time, there'll be something that'll blow it away.
Oh, absolutely. We spoke earlier about bringing a McLaren out here. There will be something. Look at the Cadillacs, which are doing so well at Sebring at the moment. Someone will bring something over here that'll usurp the Audis, and we'll go through this whole conversation again. The 2 Peugeots are still dicing on their final lap.
Yep, look at that, just about glued together. They're having a wonderful time.
Oblivious to Gene Rollinson in this beautiful Smeg Audi. He navigates the S's for the last time. He's got Johnny Reid in the
Oh,
in the Audi, matching Audi R8 behind him.
Two Peugeots swapping positions.
Dear.
Absolutely astounding. Their cheeks of their bums will be permanently locked for quite some time.
The checkered flag is out. Simon Evans and Gene Rollinson are the New Zealand endurance champions for
129 laps.
129 laps later. Johnny McIntyre and Mark Gibson in the Chev Camaro crossed the line in second place. 1 lap behind. Sam Fillmore and Danny Stoddard in the Ferrari will come across the line in third place. A further almost lap back.
Well, congratulations to everybody out there, eh, Hayden?
It's been an incredible example of endurance racing, of clean endurance racing, and of fast endurance racing. It's a wonderful display. There's the Mercedes 190E. Makes it across the line in 3 hours, 93 laps for Victor Catamol and Grant Moore. And our Peugeots, Ken Sinclair and Mike Ham, and Tim Stanton and Ladin Tremaine, take out 22nd and 20th respectively. Here's the Ferrari crossing the line to complete our podium. 128 laps for the Ferrari. Neil Foster and Johnny Reid will take fourth place in the second of the Audi R8s, and Matt and Dwayne Carter in the Carter's Tyres Mercedes SLS AMG will round out our top 5, 4 laps down on our race winner. The two Porsches, Scott O'Donnell and Alan Dippy, and Lindsay O'Donnell and Phil Major will take 6th and 7th, and then our Class 1 winner, Darryl Barrett and Hamish Frew in the RX-7 V8, will be 8th overall and winners of Class 1, ahead of Aaron Black and Stuart Black in the BMW E46 World Touring Car.
There's Chris out there pointing out where the leading winning car goes after 129 laps.
And looking in exactly the same condition as it was when it started.
Bit of brake dust on the front wheels, but that's all.
Amazing performance. Rounding out our Class 2 winner. Our Class 2 winner is Phil Hood and Aaron Harris in 10th place overall. Second place in Class 2, Barry Moore and Tim Mackesy. And third in Class 2, Andrew Brunton and Jared Parmenter. And turning to Class 3, David Grigger and Gavin York in the Civic won that battle ahead of Trevor Strong and Noel Anderson. That is Simon Evans getting out of the car. He will be elated to win this.
I don't think I'd have the strength to get out of the car.
Don't know if he's got the strength to be elated. He'll be immensely satisfied.
We'll just turn the mic on for our man down below. The TV guys who've been filming it all day. We're doing the interviews down there. So once again, congratulations to everybody involved. Here comes the Ferrari to take its third position podium.
Interestingly, Rob, the Ferrari finished 57 seconds behind the Camaro. 57 seconds would have to be about the difference that it dropped in terms